Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Mimi. Beautiful, bold, and brutally honest. She wasn't the type to believe in love at first sight, or that boring kind of love based on boring love stories. No, for Mimi, relationships were about benefits. Love without money, a waste of time. Mimi had mastered different dating apps. She had profiles on everything, from Tinder to Sugarspace. Her inbox stayed full. Every "Hey beautiful" came with money in pockets. That was the rule for Mimi relationships. She had over 4 different boyfriends. Nelson, the Lagos boy who gave her $30,000 weekly for her upkeep. James, the IT guy in Port Harcourt who funded her latest iPhone. Musa, the Dubai lover who paid her lecky rent with no questions asked. Mimi called it smart living. Why should I suffer when men are ready to spend? She'd ask her friends, laughing over wine. Mimi enjoyed the luxurious lifestyle that came with being beautiful. And then came Albert. His profile was boring, just a headshot with a dull smile. No designer clothes, no beach photos, no flash, just boring. But his message: I don't have a perfect body or fast cars, but I promise I'll treat you with respect. Mimi ignored him at first, but he kept checking on her, gently, respectfully, until she replied. After a week, Mimi replied to Albert's message. The conversation flowed. He asked about her dreams, not just her pictures. It was boring, but Mimi had a plan to get money off him. So one day, she mentioned she was low on data, and Albert sent $20,000 without blinking. Then came food money, skincare money, emergency lashes, hospital bills for her auntie. Albert never said no to all of her demands. Unlike the others, Albert didn't video call much, said he wasn't a fan of it. Mimi didn't push, why would she? The money flowed. That was all that mattered to her. In 5 months, Albert sent her over 5 million naira and promised more when he came to Nigeria. However, to Mimi, the relationship wasn't even a relationship, even though Albert stayed consistent and seemed loyal. To Mimi, he was one of many. Mimi was still seeing James, still milking Nelson and Musa. Every night she juggled love confessions to different men, and they believed her. And finally, one day, when Mimi was in the saloon, Albert sent her a message: "I'm coming to Nigeria next week. I want to see you." Mimi panicked, but stayed cool. She told him she looked forward to seeing him and asked him to bring her goodies. True to his words, Albert came to Nigeria. He was already seated in the fancy restaurant Mimi chose when Mimi walked in. She drew a lot of attention in her red sexy gown and heels. Then she saw him. Her heart sank. He was a dwarf. Shoulders slouched, teeth crooked, and one eye didn't quite focus. His smile? Wide, awkward, too eager. Mimi forced a smile as she sat down with him. He talked gently, told her she looked even more beautiful in real life. But she barely responded, or even touched the food. After 10 minutes, Mimi picked up her bag. "I need to use the restroom," she said. That was the last time Albert laid his eyes on her. She never came back, blocked his number, deleted the messages. She was done with him. Albert went home unhappy. He thought Mimi said she would accept him no matter how he looked. He thought she loved him from her heart, but now he knew she lied. The next day, Albert sent her a message. "I understand if you can't love me, but please, I spent my savings on you thinking you were the one for me. Could you at least return part of the money?" Mimi laughed when she read Albert's message. She shared it in her girls' group chat. "Return what? Is it a loan?" One asked, laughing. Her friends roasted Albert mercilessly. One said, "Ew, I can't believe you even sat with him." Another, "God forbid, you're way out of his league." Another, "He should be grateful you gave him attention. Who'd want to be with a dwarf?" They even made a TikTok video of dwarfs and captioned it. When the rich guy finally shows up and he's built like a cartoon character, Albert saw all this as he was tagged to the post. Hurt, he left back to the States while Mimi moved on. Mimi met someone else, Jeffrey. He was a tall, fine, rich influencer. He was popular with celebrities and loved to spend money. He ticked all of Mimi's boxes. They went out, partied together, and had fun. They got married 6 months later. It was the wedding of the year. Hashtags flew across social media. Love wins soft life queen. Mimi had achieved her dream of marrying the rich guy. And when she got pregnant, the whole internet congratulated her. But when she gave birth, the nurses froze. Even her husband stared, speechless. The baby, sweet innocent, had Albert's features, the same eyes, the same teeth, the same head shape, short with a big head. Mimi argued that the hospital had exchanged her baby and demanded a DNA test. However, the test confirmed the baby was hers and Jeffrey's. She was shocked. People all over the internet heard about the news as the baby's picture leaked online. Mimi's friends were shocked and asked if she'd slept with Albert while married to Jeffrey. To make matters worse, Jeffrey avoided the baby completely. And 2 weeks later, Jeffrey packed his bags and left. He left a note for Mimi saying he couldn't raise a child. He didn't understand. Mimi wanted to leave the child and move on as well. But every time she tried, nightmares pushed her back. Now, Mimi sits alone, nursing a child who looks like the man she once laughed at, mocked, and rejected. And every time the baby cries, she hears Albert's voice echoing in her head. "I don't have a perfect body, but I'll treat you with respect." But now, it's too late. Because in this world, we chase shiny things and forget the ones who truly see us. And sometimes life returns its lessons in the faces of those we love the most.